All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus. Yeah.
What up, family? Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day. Also, Happy Lunar's New Year.
Yes, I saw that. Is Year the Snake?
Year of the Snake, and not just any snake.
I looked that up.
The wood snake.
Oh.
The wood snake. The hardwood snake.
Is that code for penis? Or just...
Yeah. Yeah, it is. All right, guys, and before we start the show, if you guys want to get some official t-shirts like this one, you can head over to the MediaHijack.com, grab you some official, same shirt. Grab you some official Media Hijack t-shirts at the MediaHijack.com. Also, if you guys want to catch the replay for this live Twitch video, we're here every either Tuesday or Wednesday. You can catch the replay on YouTube the following day, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, give us that 5-star frog splash.
Hell yeah.
All right. So our first topic for the night, we're going to be talking about the Triplets project, which is a government project about triplets who were separated at birth, right?
Yes, at
And then
6
they were
months
studied
old.
individually at 6 months years old. So
Yes, it's a crazy story, man.
yeah, before we get started, let's talk about the wood snake for a little bit.
Oh yeah, let's get to it.
2025, the year of the wood snake. Wood snake is known to be charming, intelligent, a creative sign, but is also secretive, cunning, and sometimes ruthless. Do you know any snake people?
Born
Born in a year of snake?
I thought he was talking about like a shapeshifter. I think like an actual person.
You know snake people? Nah.
The show got me twisted. No, not that I know of. Year of the Snake. What year would that? Like, you talking about from that year? Because what would be the last year of the Snake? I don't even know.
The last year of the snake will be 2013, and then 2001 was when my niece Summer was born, so she's a snake. And then 1989 is the year of the snake, and then one before that is 1977.
Nah, I don't know nobody's year of the Snake. Shit, I don't know anybody born in '89. I don't think I do.
Yeah, I don't know anybody either. No, besides Summer. She's born in 2001, year of 9/11.
Damn.
But they say every year of the snake, something big always happen, like tragedies. Like,
I can see it happen.
For example, 2001, 9/11. 2013, what was it? Bird flu?
I had a bird flu,
Or
yeah.
some shit like that.
It was, I think it was bird flu.
2025,
Shit.
end of the world.
Man,
AI
I ain't
taking
looking
over.
good, bro. Straight up, man. Horrifying.
Yep. So they're often considered intelligent, mysterious, and wise.
Okay.
Summer, definitely, she's very mysterious. I don't really know nothing about her. Secretive. She can be ruthless too. Like, she makes jokes that's like numb, like it's hardcore, but she has no emotion behind it. Like, she's like serious about it.
Like just like deadpan, like
Yeah, like a dead face. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? Are you serious?
because she's a robot.
Yeah, you might be a robot. Damn skinwalker. And they say they can be charming, persuasive. I don't know about charming for some. I don't know. They're independent and determined. They tend to be highly. They have goals that they like to achieve. They like to achieve goals. I think that's like everybody.
Yeah.
Cautious, skeptical. They trust very few people and are often wary of other intentions.
Yeah.
Strengths: excellent problem solvers, highly intuitive and insightful, charismatic and persuasive, patient and disciplined. Weakness: can be secretive or overly cautious, sometimes seen as cold or detached. Summer is very cold and detached.
But the jokes, that's where the jokes come from.
Prone to overthinking and stress.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Snake people. Oh, you want to know some famous people that are snake people?
Yes. Ooh.
Mahatma Gandhi,
Oh, damn.
J.K. Rowling, Bob Dylan, and Pablo Picasso.
Picasso.
Yeah, so these are like, legends, I guess.
Some legends, some icons.
Yeah, icons. All right, that's it for the snake people. Snake people. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's, people. snake people.
Good luck for this year.
Man, it's gonna be really a kumbaya year. I can feel it. We all have to come together. Some shit.
Yeah.
That shit like crazy.
All right, so let's get into the first topic for the night. Triplets project, the Triplets project by Chris Unknown.
Yes, the Triplet project, man. It's crazy. I just stumbled across this like 2 days ago, and I was like, "Yo, we just gotta be a topic." And I'm pretty sure we haven't talked about it because finding topics is getting harder and harder. But so I was able to find this one, and it's a pretty crazy story about how the United States government yet again experiment in the most diabolical way too. But honestly, just to go through how America was back then, like in the 50s and 60s, that was when like America was really like starting to rev it up with like the whole field of psychology. That's why they do the whole LSD thing and all types of MK Ultra stuff. That was when all started just like ramping up in that era. And when I was doing research on this, it was often referred to as like the Wild West of psychology, because that's when it was just like, hey, LSD and mind altering drugs, and let's just push the human mind to the limit. And what can we do? What can we manipulate? And all this other stuff. And what came out of that world was this this adoption agency called Louise Adoption. There's Louise Adoptions or something like that, but it's like Louise Wise. Sorry, is the name of the adoption agency, and it was created for like from 1960 to like 1980. Actually, sorry, it didn't close down until like 2008, but from 1960 when it first opened and up to 1980, they were doing experiments on twins there. It was actually a Jewish adoption agency, and they were doing like experiment on people that that were having twins there, and it gets crazy. So start from the beginning. This guy named Bobby Schafferin and Eddie Gallen. One day they both wound up going, two guys from two different worlds, two different families and everything, go to this community college one day, and when they get there, people around the school are like, "Hey man, you got a twin over there?" Like first day they get to school, like, "Hey, your twin's over there. You have a twin." And he's like, "Okay." They go and meet each other. And it's the first time they meet. Bobby and Eddie, they're brothers, they're twins. And like, oh shit, I didn't know I had a twin. We know we're adopted, but we had no idea that we had a twin brother out there. And so they actually started getting famous. They blew up a little bit in local newspapers. And not too far away was a third brother named what is that fella's name? Yes, David Kellerman. Thank you, baby. David Kellerman.
That sounds like a famous name.
Right? David Kellerman, he was like the third brother, and he saw them in the paper, and he's like, "Oh, you know what? Let me get in contact with them," because they didn't know that it's not just twins, it's triplets. So he got in contact with them, they all met up, and they were like, "Oh my God, there's three of us." And all the family members were like, they all have the same mannerisms, they act the same, and this and this and this. And the families were just really shocked about this outcome. I mean, I would trip out just over another me. Two me? Nah, that's too much.
Dude, but that'd be so crazy, man. Imagine we have a twin out there we don't know about.
Just out there, don't even know. And so, of course, they wound up questioning like their adoption, adopted family members, like the mother and fathers. And they were like, "Well, we adopted you, but we had no idea that you guys were triplets, twins or triplets." They were shocked by the twins by itself. The triplets just kicked it to like next level. Like, are there any more of y'all? Like, how many of y'all out here? Y'all keep adding up. And so,
that's crazy.
Right? So these three brothers, Bobby, Eddie, and David, they started blowing up, and it was all over TV shows and everything. They really got pretty big at one point. They even formed their own like restaurant up in New York called the Triplets. It seemed like it was pretty successful for a good minute. But this, because they, in America, you get used to get something like this, you got to capitalize, turn that shit into money. And so they rode their fame a little bit, like lived it up in New York. They talking about like they didn't go explicitly into what they was doing in their lives, but it was like sex, drugs, and rock and roll when they got famous, and they was up in New York just partying up. There's some 19, 20-some year olds, so they rode this fame till the wheels fell off. But then over time, they started questioning things about like, hey, like we really don't know too much about this stuff. Maybe we should look more into it. And then one of the parents wound up explaining to them, was like, hey, that night, because to go back a little bit, the actual the parents, the adopted parents themselves, actually went to Louise Wise Adoption Agency. They went there one night and it was like, hey, cool, why didn't y'all tell us that there was twins? Some of them were like, if you told us it was triplets, we would have took all three of the boys. Why did y'all separate them?
Right.
Louise Wise Adoption Agency. And they were like, well, and this is the excuse they gave. Well, it's hard to push off triplets to people. Twins are tough. Triplets are like nobody's. It's not known that people take triplets in, so we had to split them up. And it was like, okay, but why didn't we know that there was two of them out there? That still don't change the fact that y'all split them up. Why did y'all not tell us? Right. And so they kept telling them excuses, and the family basically had to wind up leaving. And while they was leaving, if I'm not mistaken, it may have been like David's father. But one of the triplets' fathers ran back in there. He's like, "Oh shit, forgot my umbrella." He went back in there, and when he went to go grab his umbrella, he peeked around the corner. He saw the people that of the adoption agency. They popped a bottle of champagne, pouring glasses up, and kind of like toasting each other, like, "Hey, we dodged a bullet." They was asking questions. Good job. He saw this shit, and he's like, they were celebrating like they got over on us, and and they didn't see him in the room. He's like, "I just went to go grab my umbrella." They didn't even see me walk in. So they were turning up, and that's when he's kind of like, something is off. So eventually all these family members started asking these questions a little bit. But there was a guy, I forget his name, but he was like a nonfiction writer out in Austin, Texas. He actually started doing research about the adoption agency. And he realized like, hey, all these kids they were adopting for 20 years from 1960 to 1980 were all twins. All of them were twins. And they all got separated. So, and to this day, they don't even know the numbers, how many kids got pushed out there. As far as, I think, as far as what we know, how many other twins out there that exist in this country who got separated and don't even know they exist. So, like, you live in your everyday life and don't even know you got another twin out there, but you've been separated. Because not everybody tells their kid that they're adopted either. Some people have, like, sit on that for a long time. But
yeah. Man, when I was growing up, my siblings, they always said I was adopted. Like, they found me in the trash can.
And when he told me,
but I think they said that to like a lot of. I don't know if it's like an Asian thing in the culture where they just make up the most fucked up shit about the youngest one.
Melissa said her too. She said they happened to her too.
No,
I never got that.
Imagine if they really did found us in a trash can.
Man, trash can be.
That did cross my mind. I was like, they almost made me believe that, and then every time, like in LA and stuff, when we would take out the trash in the big dumpster. I always think like, oh shit, that's where they found me, in that big trash can.
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah, because I was like, I would see like you see like toys and mattresses near the trash can. I'm like, I like that do kind of make sense. Like I could just be sleeping on that bed and they would have just found me. So a part of me as a child believed that, which is fucked up.
It is, man.
Yeah.
My siblings never told me that ever. We all looked alike. They couldn't get away with that shit. We was like, nah,
yeah. They're like,
if I'm adopted, we all adopted.
I was like, damn. I was like, I do look kind of different from them. Like maybe I am adopted. I was like, fuck it. I'm in the house. I'm good.
I mean,
I'm in the club. I'm getting food. But I was like, that's crazy. Like they found me like that.
That's
who knows? I might take a DNA test, to be sure.
I don't know. Would you really want to know?
It will shatter my whole reality.
You know what I'm saying, man? It's like getting pulled out in the Matrix.
Nah, I wouldn't even care. I think at this age,
I always knew.
I'm like, cool. Like, go apologize to myself like 20 years ago.
Right.
Or 30 years. I don't know how old I am.
Where were we at? It gets harder. Once you get to the 30s, mid-30s, you start losing track. Like, I don't even know how.
Yeah, dude, I would forget my age a lot. I would ask, Alexa. I would ask her, it's like, hey, if I'm born in this year, like, how old am I? She's like, you're blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, thank you. I thought I was younger.
I feel younger.
Yeah, because the years are going by so fast now. I can't believe we're this old.
Man, because we're getting used to it. When you're a kid and you ain't used to being alive, it's like, okay, it takes forever to get through 1 year. Christmas Eve night takes like 10 years to get through. But when you're an adult and you start working, you got responsibilities, it gets fucking fast, dude.
But do you think with the new generation, they also feel like time is going by fast?
Maybe. If I heard somebody say that recently, like a Gen Z or something, not Gen Z, like Generation Alpha.
Yeah. Like Christmas already, Daddy?
Oh, speaking of generations, this is like the start of Generation Beta. Oh man, the memes are gonna be crazy, boy. It's coming in hot. Right? That's already, bro. They've already. This is gonna be bad. Oh man.
Old beta ass. Damn.
Right? Oh, the beta generation.
The
Uh-oh.
beta generation is just what's gonna end like the whole civilization, like a fall of like the most high tech civilization that we know.
It's just,
Even below the Stone Age and everything, we're taking it back
God
to
damn.
just touching grass.
when they first came out the cave.
Hmm.
Oh shit.
Because they're like super introverted, like where they cannot even
Man.
function like at all,
Bro, can't get them out the house, bro.
like at all. I know I'm
I'm not
introverted,
saying-
but not like at a level like that where you're not capable of doing anything.
know a story where I was at a friend's house one time, and it was all the adults were there. We was kicking it up, just having some drinks, whatever. There was
Hennessy,
kids
okay.
running around. Huh?
Hennessy shots.
No, I think I was just having a beer or something. We was just chilling, just having some drinks. And there was kids running around, and my friend was like, "Hey, kids, go outside." He was like, "No, we want to stay inside and play on the Wi-Fi." She's like, "Well, no, y'all got to go outside because adults in here. Go outside." One kid, he was a little piece of shit. Anyways, he gonna go up to be an asshole too. You know, with some kids, they're gonna be
Send them
dickheads.
the
when they
link
get
to this
older.
podcast. Well, go ahead.
Yes. I'm reading your damn future, kid. But no, but to show you how shitty this kid is, he got so pissed off that he got sent outside. He like called his dad.
Okay.
It was like, "Hey, they're beating me.
Oh
they're
my
beating me
God.
over here," and da 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 da. And this started a whole thing where these two people they actually not butt heads now. They're not like all because this kid lied because his ass had to go outside and he couldn't get on the Wi-Fi. That's why I was like, we are cooked. It's a wrap, folks. If these kids can't get outside, I don't know what else can we do. I mean, who the fuck is gonna do this?
Well, we can't force them, but at the same time, that's gonna be detrimental to our society. I can't say that word, but you know what I'm
Detriment?
talking about.
A detriment to our society.
Yeah, close.
There you go.
Yeah,
That work.
I heard somebody say, I'm like,
Detrimental?
oh, yeah,
Detrimental.
yes,
Detrimental.
detrimental.
That work.
Shit, I can't say it. But yeah, that shit's gonna be the downfall of us, dude. Because man, that soft alpha, beta, whatever, the beta generation, that might be the landslide on this society.
Man, somebody got to toughen these kids up.
But who knows?
I think they're smarter though. I think these kids are getting smarter. I swear to God, these kids are getting smarter though.
I
the shit
hope so.
the shit I see kids talk about 11 and 12. I was like, bro, I was talking about fucking Dragon Ball Z, bro, and I ain't care about nothing else outside of that box.
Yeah, it's because they got access to adult world.
That is true. Easy access. That shit was kind of hit
on
away.
their fingertips.
Like I always talk about how glorious the 90s were. Like the 90s was such a great decade. It was fun. And I told my parents that one time. It was like, but the 90s was fucking horrible. It was, like y'all kids were shielded from it. Y'all ain't really have an internet to see.
Like
It was just,
for us, it was cool because we saw like we had a life before the internet and after the internet.
man, for real. The last generation. Too.
Yeah, I think we got to experience like the good part of being a
Grass.
child, like playing outside, learning shit. You know, like experiencing like real life shit. The new
Right.
generation, they're experiencing everything's artificial. Everything is like they're getting their excitement looking at it at a monitor, at a screen. And they didn't even that's why like when you said the story, like they didn't want to go outside. I'm not
Man.
surprised at all.
Crazy. That's like the most extreme I've ever seen a kid do because he can't get on like Wi-Fi and shit. It was, what? Bro, like
Yeah, it's like, all right, I'm gonna say I'm getting my ass beat.
they're beating me. Don't and the dad believed it and it became this big ass situation
Yeah.
where
Like kids don't lie, like bullshit. If your kid
Like,
can speak, he can lie.
man, for real. Especially when they're young, because they don't think about consequences.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Even
all reaction.
dogs lie.
Some can. Maybe have I seen a dog lie? If I did, it was my dog. It was my parents' dog Max. I think he may have on some level or try to hide something,
Yeah.
knowing damn well you took a shit around that corner.
Like, did you take a shit? Oh,
Why you blocking the doorway? Will you move?
like that ain't me. Like, no, who else got a small butthole?
It's just
You
out.
look guilty as fuck. Just call him out.
It definitely wasn't What's the big dog?
Proton.
Proton. I was gonna say Pluto.
Cannon.
Yeah, Proton. Yeah, that definitely ain't Proton. Damn, she can drop a grenade, I bet.
Yeah, she dropped adult shit. Huge.
Big old human shit. All right, let me get back to the story.
All right, we got sidetracked.
Hell yeah. Okay, so like I was saying before, the father went back in the house after they was leaving the Louise Wise adoption agency of the parents of the triplets. One of the fathers went back inside to go, fetch his umbrella, and he went in there and he saw that the people that was giving them the runaround, or why didn't y'all tell us that these children that we adopted had twins? He went in there and he saw them popping champagne bottles and pouring it up, man, and it was just kind of like cheers, like woo, we dodged a bullet. Oh man, we're glad they're gone. All right, guys, we got to start cleaning up our story a little bit better or something. He saw them talking with each other and he was like, oh my god, what is going on here? And then he wound up keeping it to himself a little bit longer, I think, because once the triplets started getting older, they was like, hey, we're getting curious about things. Something's not right, because there's this guy up in Austin, Texas, who's like this Arthur. This is what I got issue with. Not Arthur, the one that writes a book. Arthur's. I can't say this shit, but Arthur. See, I need a speech therapist too, man.
Arthur.
Motherfucker. See, I can't say those words, man. It's tough. The motherfucker that writes books, he actually got in contact with the family of the triplets because they were blown up. He's like, oh, I've been doing research on this, Louise Wise adoption agency for a while, and I've been noticing this trend. It's only twins that they've been adopting, and these twins are now starting to come out because they weren't the only triplets. It was mainly twins, but they were like the triplets that got adopted. So, but there was twins out there finding out like, hey, we're from the same adoption agency, and we didn't even know this at all. So it wasn't just the triplets they did it with. It was just all these twins they were just pushing out there who had no idea they had twins, another twin or a triplet walking around out there. And so the father actually winds up explaining this to also his adults, one of his sons too. He explains it to him like, hey, this is what I saw that night and something's fishy about it. And then old dude from Austin, Texas, who's getting contact with the family, letting them like, hey, y'all need to look into this because this is something serious. And so they winds up going into with the twins. They started looking more into it and whatnot. And also same as the guy who got in contact with them, they actually wound up finding out that back during, like I said, 1960 through 1980, they were just adopting nothing but twins. And there was a Jewish adoption agency that was ran by Peter Neubauer, who was actually like this, this man was Austrian and he escaped the Holocaust. Comes to America, gets a job in America in like psychology and stuff, and then he starts working at this adoption agency. And he thinks of this psychotic Nazi-ass idea, because if anybody knows anything about Nazis, they were obsessed with twins back in the day. Twins and trying to change people's eye colors. Right. They were obsessed with twins. It's wild. Twins and little people. But anyways, they always experiment on little people. It's wild, bro. Nazis
is that the proper way you say little people?
Yeah, because I almost said the M word. Emma, not N. Emma, M word.
If you said the M one is the one where they get, they don't like?
It rhymes with fidget.
So little people is more appropriate?
Yes, that is the correct term.
Okay.
I think I might be behind on my little people news. I don't know. That might have been like 2021. So I don't know.
Little people news.
I don't
just digging a hole deeper.
I'm sorry.
But new times. I think we can all get away with it now.
We can.
I think we can joke now, and people be like, "Oh yeah, they're just joking." But if somebody wanted to take you down, easy.
That's why I would never run for anything. I'm not running for anything. I don't care how much I know about politics. I'm not running for shit.
They can make you say the worst shit just from one podcast.
It was a joke. Okay. You can't fight it, man.
Little people news. Like, isn't news the same for little and big people?
And little people culture, like, I don't know what else to say. Let me stop.
Yeah, let's get back to topic. My bad. Let's go.
Anyways, like I said, so Peter Neubauer, Austrian dude. Right. He was a psychologist who actually wound up escaping Holocaust, came to America, and when they got to America, they was like, hey, let's try this sick idea of let's experiment on these kids. We want to study the human mind of what will we do if we pull just pull twins apart, and how would they react psychologically in a world without each other? And also too, and even more a diabolical thing behind it. Let's grab these kids from women with mental disorders.
Oh,
that was the crazy thing. Yes, like it's psychotic. But see, this thing about science. Science, for all its glory and all the good it can do for the world, it always starts from an unethical standpoint. And somebody has to be the test dummy to understand why shit works. It's evil, and yet it's a necessary evil.
Necessary evil.
It has to exist in order for us to learn how this shit works. And so because the whole study that Peter Neubauer was trying to break down was, hey, with twins who are identical in every way, sometimes in mannerisms and stuff like that, what if we do a nature and nurture situation? Would they still be like each other, separate? Would it be like, nature? Are they born this way? And they come from mothers who all have mental disorders? Because it wasn't just a triplet too. It was these twins out there and all these other twins out there who they was all coming from women who had kids at an early age. And that's what, actually, no, one of them their mother was like 29. So it was like no children, but women with mental disorders, that's what they were picking from. And so, for example, with Bobby, Eddie, and David, their mother was like this 19-year-old woman who got knocked up on prom night and gave birth to triplets, which is insane. But 20-year-old is like, one kid is a lot at the age 3. So she put them up for adoption, and they were put into the Louise Wise Adoption Center. And that was like in 1961 they were born. And after 6 months after they were born, they were separated. They were adopted. And that was the last time they were all with each other for like the next 19 years until that fateful day when Bobby and Eddie met in college. And then eventually their brother David saw them in the paper, was like, yo, let's hook up. And came like little time celebrities a little bit, had a nice little running up in the 80s, being famous. They was even at Studio 54. Like, what? If anybody know anything about the Studio 54?
So like, the whole experiment was to see if they were raised separately, different parents and stuff, if they still had like the same mannerism or still act similar to each other?
Or that on some level, but also too, if they would still carry their mother's mental disorder.
Oh.
That was a true test. Because, okay, if we're pulled away from her and they're triplets, let's set them out there and see, is it hereditary? Is this genetic?
Or is all
is this something that, yes, or is it something that your world around you kind of creates itself?
Oh, that's...
It's evil, but I'm telling you, it has to start from somewhere. It had to.
Just to,
How much do we learn out of this? A lot.
You just had to... coming from not a scientist, this is the way you do science. You have to do an experiment that, because you gotta verify, like, okay, like, is it a mental thing that's been passed down, or is it like something that, like, if a person has mental issue, you chill with somebody who has a mental issue, you could probably get mental issues too, right?
You said about if they maybe. You talking about if you're just around them?
Because it's all in your head. Yeah, if you're surrounded by that.
That could probably affect on your environment, for damn sure. It would drive you nuts. Because it's like, that doesn't say now is like how back in the day when people were about to be sentenced to prison, they would try to pretend like they're crazy because they thought it would be easier time in an insane asylum than would be in prison. Now they're just finding out not too long ago, it's like, hey, it sounds actually worse than prisons. And because these people that fake it go in.
Oh, you got cut out.
Hold on. I know why, baby. Hold on.
What happened?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, no, sorry. I thought it connected to Bluetooth. It connected to somebody's phone. It might have been mine. I hate that.
You're good now.
Sorry, my bad. I saw you doing something on your phone. I was like, wait, is it connected to your Bluetooth? My bad. Anyways, that was my fault, gang.
You were on to something.
Oh, yes. So, like, when people, like, back in the day when, like, dudes would be like, go to prison for the rest of their life. They'd be like, I'm gonna pretend like I'm crazy because it'd be easier time at some Looney Tune like spot. They would go there. They said like these prisoners that faked it, they would come out crazier than they were when they went in because they're surrounded by all of that. So yeah, it could, if you with people could have a
my bad. But then on top of that, they're given all this medication, which almost guarantee you to become crazy.
Man, they used to do lobotomies on people in insane asylums.
How crazy is
And back
that?
then, it could have been somebody with. It could have been somebody who just had autism. Back then, it was like, oh, you acting kind of weird. Like, clink. Okay, we want to chill this piece of your brain off, and then.
What's crazy is that it's not even that long ago where they're still doing lobotomies and shit.
Yeah.
That is scary, right? So let's crack your skull open. Let's see what's going on.
Right.
Got these circuits loose right here. Oh, here we go. Zoom.
Science is a necessary evil. That's what I was thinking about. Like, how, man, we wouldn't be able to get this far in space if we weren't killing people to get up there in the first place.
People,
A lot of people died.
monkeys.
Monkeys, and then Russia had a guy die one time coming back in the Earth, and they got the whole radio recording on YouTube. It's crazy as shit. This man came to the Earth, and they didn't even have a body to bury. His body got incinerated.
Yeah, he's space dust.
Yeah, but somebody got to be that. Look, it takes, what it say? It takes a, you got to crack a few shells and make an omelet, or whatever the hell it goes.
Crack,
got to break a few
crack
eggs.
a few eggs. Yep.
Man.
Necessary evil. I mean, but who's to judge if it being evil, right? I think humans are the one that label something evil. But if you go to a different realm, it's probably normal.
Oh, hell yeah.
But on this earth, it's different. Like, oh, you kill somebody, evil, right? But if a lion kills somebody, are you going to call a lion evil?
Nah.
No.
Is nature?
Survival, huh? Is
Or
somebody who
territorial?
kills like a cow to feed people, is that evil?
Nah. I think it's all the context behind it.
So if you kill the person because you're hungry, are you evil? You live in a jungle too. You don't know nothing about what's right or wrong.
Oh, if I kill another person to eat them?
Yeah, because you're hungry.
No, survival is like the most human instinct, like the most basic human instinct that anyone could ever have. It's everyone has it in them, whether you rich or poor. Everybody's surviving. So that means now what they do to survive on a moral level, that's a different thing. But I mean, in my heart, I don't want to kill nobody. But if I gotta do it to eat, then I mean, I gotta do what I gotta do.
That's
Just
our
human
world,
nature.
though. I mean, I'm not gonna say tell people go kill people. Nah, don't do that.
No,
That is
man,
evil.
no. It's wrong. There's
That's
law.
yeah, but it's weird.
But-
Like the whole shit is weird.
It is, man. And so with this situation with the triplets, they actually so they wound up finding out too. The triplets started recalling memories of their past, right? And they were like, "Hey, I remember when I was a kid, and this man and this woman, a young man and a young woman, would come over to the house. This is when they was all adopted. They all three separated with their own families. A man and a young man and a young woman was going to each of their houses, and actually probably all the twins' houses. It may not have been all of the same people, but an agency that was sending out these people that came out there was, hey, little kid, how you doing? It's been, I don't know, you're about 2 years old now. We're gonna run some tests on you. And they ran IQ tests on these kids. They did the whole inserting the square peg and the square peg and the round peg and the round peg and the X and X. So they had these do all these intelligence tests, and they wound up filming them, and they were telling them like, go outside, like, hey, sit on a swing and swing and swing and swing, and see how fast you can run, or shoot this bow and arrow. They had them do all this kid stuff, and just to kind of see like, hey, they still functioning like what we consider a normal human, but they're cataloging everything, and they did that for years while they was children. And eventually they stopped it when they started getting older. But that was something they also remember at one point, like, oh man, like these people are coming around and documenting us. And we would get tired of like entertaining them because they want to like, hey, go play basketball, but we're tired because we've been running around doing shit all day, being tested. And they would just come and do their evaluation of all these twins and the triplets and run back and document the information at the adoption agency. And so then, which was, I was kind of like, damn, what the hell? Like, who is funding this? And come to find out, I think the National Institution of Mental Health was funding this as well as the United States government. Because the government know about this, of course. You ain't gonna run no operation like this if Big Daddy don't know. They gonna know everything.
Yep.
They're gonna know
The government is so big, dude. There's so many different branches and stuff. Like, you don't even know like which one's the good one and the bad one. But to me, I do believe that there's a lot of parts like in the government that is good. Like that's for the good of everybody, and then there's a lot of it that's not good, where it goes against like everything, where they're doing stuff under our noses
every day.
Yeah, so yeah, branches of the government. It's good and evil, but it's all in there, and they're all either they're working together or they're working against each other from the inside.
For real, like a cancer. Shit. Working its way out. Bless you, baby. She sneezed.
Oh shit! I thought it came from here. I'm like, what the hell? There's nobody in the house. I'm scared.
So he thought somebody that was in the house.
Yeah.
That was loud. Okay, baby. She closed the bathroom door now.
It's scaring somebody from all the way in Georgia. Yeah.
So, like I said, so they was running experiments on these kids, making routine checkups on all of them, and tested going back with their knowledge. This was all within like 20 years, man. How many twins and triplets were probably pushed out? I think there might have been only triplets, because it seemed like everybody else that was showing up in this documentary, which there is a documentary of there too. I watched it on Tubi. If anyone's curious, it is really damn good, and it makes you wonder, oh man, science is awful, but God, how much do we learn about this?
Yeah,
how much do we
learned a lot.
Can we fix these mental health, especially a country that was like putting people in insane asylums for being autistic or can't see the color green? Just throw motherfuckers in there easily, bro. It was a mess.
Yeah. But I mean, what did they really learn from it?
Well, here's the thing though. I'm gonna get to that in a little bit.
Okay.
Because because the story takes a dark turn. So out of the brothers that was going on, things started getting rough with them. So remember I told you before that the triplets actually own a restaurant called Triplets in New York.
What?
Well, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but they had a restaurant because it was like, hey man, we're getting famous, we blowing up, let's capitalize on this. Is America. And they did what anybody with any sense would do. They was like, yo, let's capitalize, because we've been on like Donahue and all these big 80s TV shows from back in the day, making meet Madonna and shit. Let's have a blast and let's actually make some money off of it. And so they started their own restaurant called Triplets, right? And so when they had the restaurant Triplets, it was going good. Shit was popping off good. But eventually they started butting heads, because the issue that people don't realize is that, well, actually, this is something that everybody always talks about. Like, hey, don't ever mix business with family, because it can always get messy. And it got even messier with these three brothers, because with Bobby, Eddie, and David, they just started butting heads over business shit, just bumping heads all the time. And the parents wound up explaining like, hey, like, they just met each other for the first time in all these years. 19 years, they didn't have a life with each other. They know how, when you have siblings, you guys are going to butt heads way before you get to the age of where they were at. So, but a lot of stuff they was arguing over was something that maybe, I don't know, 11-year-old Billy Waters would do with Bob or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would. Right. So they were arguing about stuff because they never had that growth, and because they decided to jump into business and try to get it going, but didn't really know how to gauge each other because they don't really know each other. Their business wound up collapsing, and it collapsed hard. And that was kind of like the beginning of the end of like their relationship, because they started realizing like, shit, was our life better before we met each other? Because we are like, and then you start finding out too that, hey, because even though we do come from this background that we found out our mother had mental illness, they actually start finding, like, realizing to themselves, hey, we were like troubled teens. We had mental illness back dealing with depression and everything back during our teenage years, and it all stemmed from their mother. So, and as they got older, the thing that started changing them was their lifestyles and their family. So one of them was born to like aristocratic family where the father was a doctor and the mother was a lawyer. That's like some Cosby Show shit. And then somebody was from like a middle, like a high middle class family, if you will. And another one just came from like a working class family. So, if I'm not mistaken, the guy that came from the blue collar middle class family, his father was really strict, and I think his name was Eddie. So Eddie, over time, Eddie is one of the triplets: David, Bobby, and Eddie. That's the triplets. So Eddie starts going through depression, and he starts going through this mental health issue, and it keeps escalating. I'm talking about like Eddie was calling people that he had talked to in about 10 years, calling them 10 o'clock in the morning, just crying and being like, I'm going through stuff. And he's like, man, I've heard from you 10 years. Are you okay, Eddie? Like, you blew up and then you went off somewhere, you and your brothers. And he was going through so much. And then eventually he actually wound up, self-deleting.
What?
Himself. He self-deleted. Eddie self-deleted himself in 1995. And this was kind of like, hey, like with the remaining two brothers, kind of like, this is breaking us. And because like I said, I watched a documentary about this too, and it's really, really good. I implore anybody to check it out. It's really good. The brothers, it seemed like during the documentary, when they talked to each other in the documentary, that's the first time they probably seen each other since their brother passed away. That's what it felt like. It was like, hey, how's it going? How you doing? It seemed like they were estranged now, because the ramifications of this study kind of broke these kids. Because when you lose a loved one or anything like that, you feel the loss, man. It feels like you're missing a toe or a finger, like something about you is not complete anymore.
Right.
And I feel like it might be even more devastating with someone who has a twin, or a triplet. Because sometimes how they are with mannerisms, like their brains are always connected together in some form or fashion. Because even with the triplets of this story, they all participated like in wrestling and all these other sports. They like this. They had the same interests as women, the same favorite foods. So they had the same mannerisms, and also too, they still carry the same possible mental health issues as their mother on some level or another. And Eddie was kind of like the most extreme one, where they say like, hey, but his father that he came from the blue collar family. His father was strict and was really more like, hey, I run this household, and he's very disciplinary, right? And so because that detachment, maybe that kind of was helped build onto an already mental health issue that he already came from. While everybody else, other two brothers came from decent families that took care of them and all this other stuff, Eddie came from a stricter father, and then they kind of realized, like, hey, could this been like, hey, triggering the mental health thing? They all have mental health on some level. It never got to the level of what their mom was until we started looking at how they were nurtured. And Eddie was the one that had the father that was stern and got in his ass a lot and was thought being a father more as an occupation than an actual caretaker type shit. And that's what it sounded like from when I was watching the documentary. And so they're saying like, oh, okay, so hey, mental health, even though you have a history of it, you can still, live a pretty solid life. But nurture, like to me, because I don't know why there's even an argument over nature and nurture. I think, boy, I can't both things be true. They both have to coexist on some level. Because it's people who come from like very solid lives and great lives, and then go do some heinous acts like shoot up a school or some shit. You're like, bro, they're struggling. So it's complicated, and it's almost like rolling the dice when it comes to the situation.
It's deeper, dude. Because like the surface level, you're playing like a character, right? But then like behind the scene, you're the real character. Yeah. And then behind that is another character.
And another one, and another one.
Yeah, it's weird. It gets darker and darker. But you think this whole thing, like with the twins, you know how the twins, when something happens to them, like another twin feels it? You think this is a form of quantum entanglement?
Could be.
I think so. Because, like the whole theory with quantum entanglement, right? Like when they have like two different protons or whatever, and they do something to one of it, and then the other proton and way far away, it reacts to like being tickled, for example. I don't know how it all works. But basically, you tickle one, and then the other one feels it, just laughing. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah,
like,
but it's
are they
far
connected?
Away.
So then, like, they're like, all right, let's send one to space. Let's see if it reacts in space. And then they do the same thing, and then it reacts in space. It's like, oh, shit. Everything that's, like, connected, it will always be connected. Like, through some quantum entanglement, which is what Einstein talked about. And I think that's real, man.
Man, I
like,
believe
we're all
all
connected,
that. We were just talking about quantum computers the other day in class, and we went crazy. That was like, that's what I like about doing this IT shit, man. Everyone is a nerd.
Yeah, it's fun, dude.
Everybody's a nerd in this class. So we talk about weird shit. Like, that's how I watch the show Humans. Somebody in class is like, yo, y'all need to watch the show Humans. It's about robots and they about to start a rebellion.
Or Flash Forward.
I've heard of that,
or
man.
Time Travelers? Good? Come on.
I still gotta watch Evil. Me and Melissa been talking about it. I remember you and Bob told me about it. We trying to get
It's a fun show to watch that's not that serious, but it's a fun show because it has almost every scary shit that you had growing up.
All in one show.
All in one show. Like, the Hat Man and sleep paralysis, all that.
Damn. See, that sounds like the early Supernatural episodes before they got angels and demons involved. Then it was like, it went off the rail. It was so good, but it's just, they got away from them.
They had like this one episode where the priest or whatever, I don't know what he was, but he ate like a bunch of mushrooms to deal with some shit. And he started tripping out and seeing God or whatever.
Shit.
Yeah, he ate a handful of mushrooms. I looked at the mushroom, I was like, those are like real mushrooms.
This is it.
Those are like some golden teachers. Are they getting real ass psychedelic mushrooms on set now?
Right. Or maybe they got some good ass artists that studied the pictures.
Yeah, I looked at it, I was like, hey, they got real mushrooms on set.
They went for the real thing.
Yeah, they even talk about like the Epstein shit.
Goddamn.
Yeah, they're like, did Epstein really kill himself? But they made it as a quick joke. But I think this is when Hollywood made the switch, where they weren't controlled by the people on the top no more, because all the shit, it's all coming down now.
Oh, Hollywood and everything.
Yeah, the whole Hollywood, how people, how they're getting big roles now. Like, I don't think it matters anymore. I think like it comes down to like if they really like you or not. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is what I started realizing too with Hollywood. And that's why a lot of people, I've been hearing for years, say this about Tom Cruise. A lot of people saying like, hey, Tom Cruise might be the last movie star ever in Hollywood because at one time, this dude, his last Mission Impossible movie didn't do too good in the box office, but I liked it. I saw it in theaters, but I heard it didn't do too well. But all this other time before, people was like, yo, I want to see this dude jump out of planes and do crazy shit. And then he was selling out box office, man, just off a name alone. Because now people ain't going to see, I can like you as a celebrity, but I ain't going to keep going to see you in every movie that you got going out. It's either if the product is good, what are the reviews? It's a lot of stuff, man. Because leaving this house to go out is expensive, man. That's what it comes down to, man. And traffic is heavy. It's like, look, this shit going to be good. And I'm going to have to, and take my time out my day to go see this. I don't care who in this shit. I don't care if I like you or not. This could suck. It could not. But I think like the days of being a movie star are done. It's over. It's a wrap. Which is kind of gonna put Hollywood in a situation like, hey, y'all need to write better movies. Maybe.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
and you can tell AIs are writing these scripts. Real shit.
Man,
they're probably doing it for like the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years, but we didn't know about it yet.
Man, hell no, man. I think the movie Terrifier. I think I don't know if you heard this horror movie. I've only seen the first one, but they have like maybe 3 more after that. This is a franchise. All of this is like torture horror movie shit. And I feel like at this point, I've only seen the first one, but everybody keeps telling me like, "Hey man, it gets worse. It gets crazier. The next movie. I was like, AI must be writing this shit. If all they're doing is just upping the ante on kills, the AI can do this shit forever. AI got the imagination for it.
Yeah, infinite imagination. Come on.
They can do this forever, man.
Yeah, the robots, they don't clock out.
They think when you're sleeping.
Like, give me a script to this movie that's made 1,000 years from today. What are they thinking? Say less.
Say less.
Type. God damn, that's dark. It just got cold in here,
Is that the wind?
No, it's AI, and we're controlling everything, and we're in your head now,
In your head now, we got you.
Yeah.
Got you, bitch. Okay, let me wrap up this story, man. So like I said, Eddie wound up, self-deleting, and then while it was coming out after he self-deleted, hey, all 3 of these triplets have been experiencing mental health issues. In fact, all these twins that were being pushed out there came from background of, like I said before, mothers who had mental health issues, and they were just putting them out there in the world and running a test like, hey, we understand mental health on a singular person level. What about twins? And what happens if we separate them? What will happen? Are any of them going to show mental health traits? And they all did, like I said, to some degree, but based off of how they were raised and the family they was coming from and how they was nurtured, it made their mental health even worse than what it was. So it fucks science, man. It's crazy, but it has to happen. Good Lord. So, going back to what you asked me before, I think you said like if they ever found out any notes or anything on how this project was ran. Mm-hmm. So, with the remaining 2 brothers, with Bobby and David, they wound up getting in contact with the school because school's closed down by now as well. It got closed down, I want to say, in 2008. But Peter Barrow, what's his name? What's that damn dude's name? Peter Neubauer. He wound up down in like 2004. He was like 94. This dude lived a long ass time after doing all this wild shit. I'm surprised the president didn't give him a damn Medal of Honor. They like motherfuckers like this. But so he wound up passing away, and after he passed away, the remaining 2 brothers, Bobby and David, were like, "Hey, let's get in contact with school. Let's get our records." And the school was like, "Okay, we'll give you the records. Here is 10,000 pages of notes that we took of you guys over the years, all 3 of you guys. Here it is." And they open it up. And there's a bunch of nothing, a lot of redacted shit. Everything was covered up in black marker. 10,000 pages of nothing, to the point where there's like, the brother's like, we don't have any information on this. We don't know why they did this. And they just gave us a bunch of nothing. And so before Peter Neubauer died, he actually went to like Harvard Institute and was like, hey, I have these documents about what, because to this day, the research has never been released about what happened at this adoption center. It's never been released. In fact, it's not going to be released until 2066. that was when it could be released to the public. Which in a situation like this, it's kind of like when JFK, was assassinated.
Right.
They're not gonna release anything until everybody involved is dead. Everyone has to be dead in order for them to release it. And 2066, because the reason why I guarantee they went for 2066 is because the triplets were born in 1961. So they may live to 1961, but 1966 is pushing it. Unless science and technology pushes them to that level, they're not gonna make it to 2066. So they know what they're doing by doing that, and so did the doctor too. He was like, "Look, these cannot be opened until 2066, and it's collecting dust in this damn Harvard library, waiting to be opened. It's sealed by law in the library in Harvard or Yale or one of them." Yeah, so the world ain't gonna know nothing about this experiment truly until 2066. But seems like it was more of a, hey, we're gonna test the limits of how crazy is mental health. And the road to mental health and for science discovering it has been a nasty road. A lot of people have died to pave the way to get to what the knowledge that we can benefit off of today. Stuff that we can look up on the internet about anything. That's why, like, for millennials, for all our faults and purposes, though, I think we're more self-aware about our mental health than anybody, especially the people that come before us. So that came before us. So
you think like the stuff like they learned was stuff that they can use against like humans, where they can say, "All right, we know how mental health works, and now we can inject it through." The stuff you see on the internet or on TV.
Weaponize it? I could definitely see that.
Yeah, exactly. Weaponize it and use it like in like a easy way for you to ingest like some type of stuff to where you basically get mental health issues.
Man, yeah. Look, if there's anything America's good at, it's building weapons, man. Man, you already know, because I even heard stories about how the reason why I'm getting like access to like a lot of gases and stuff and all this other stuff or whatever, because the enemy was using on them overseas, not even just like even like in Vietcong, World War II, mustard gas, all types of shit. And they want studying. They're like, hey, you know what? We can create a lab. That's what they got, like little labs where they test viruses and stuff. Right. Because a lot of that shit's been used in warfare. They're like, hey, we might have to test it on some people to see the effects of it. We must pick like a poor country to test it on, see how that works. Or just, and then because there was a lab out in Ukraine that did that testing. Remember that shit? And then the lab got blown up. It was like I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true. This might be a conspiracy. I don't know who swung it in this direction. But I remember back when Ukraine first started going to war with Russia, everyone kept talking about like a lab that was out there that tested, that was actually testing biological weapons in a lab. Not testing it like on people, but like studying it, like, hey, like boom. Like kind of like, hey, like how can we reverse engineer this? How, hey, okay, this, Agent Orange, can we shift it and call it like Agent Blue or something, make it our own thing and, mutate it and make it even crazier? So it's like that type of facility, if I remember correctly. So no, that's because you're always building weapons, always trying to make weapons. And like I said, this came from the era of like, this literally came out the era of like MK Ultra LSD era. So back when America was trying, like, hey, okay, guys, we figured out how to drop a nuke now. We did that. Japan seen it, the whole world seen it. We can drop a nuke. Now we have to get in their minds. And it was like, hey, let's talk, because Russia might be doing some shit over there. I think Russia might be starting something. So we gotta
start in Russia.
We have to start talking to goats over here.
Yeah, I think everything started after like World War II when they're like, holy shit, like this could be a whole mental warfare, and let's see who get there first. Everybody's running.
Because in my personal opinion, what I think they were trying to do, I think they were trying to study psychic warfare. I think they're trying to see, like, okay, we did this with LSD and adults and everything. How about we do it with twins? Twins always have a connection with each other, whether they're close to each other or not. They can feel each other when something's happened. Weird things like that. Well, let's see if they have like a psychic link between each other. I think that's where it started from. And it was like, hey, well, let's do it with women with mental health. Maybe mental health might be the key for like telepathic communication between twins.
Yeah.
I think it's more of like because it's coming from that same era. I think it's more like psychic-based type of testing and less about mental health learning.
I think it's like the whole thing, like with how we were talking last week with autism, the whole telepathy tapes and stuff. I think that's a lot of it stemmed from the research that was probably done in the one you were talking about with the twins. We're like, okay, like are they really like linked up mentally because they're twins? And are they linked up mentally like to their mom because of the whole mental health issue and stuff? Like, so I think the whole thing with the people with autism, like maybe they're all linked up because of they're non-speakers and they're able to connect on a level beyond.
It's like a specific like
they call it the hill, and they all meet up in this little chat room it's it's there. There's a realm that's there, and they all meet up there. And
This sounds like something out of Stephen King. This is like some Stephen King would have wrote, and I mean that in a good way. I don't mean that in a bad way. Like Stephen King is like when he did like the whole thing with. If you watch like read a lot of Stephen King books, which is a lot, and boy, his books are long as shit. And you watch his movies or whatever, he always has a link with Shining. The Shining exists. The Shining is called different things in different Stephen King movies, but it's still the same thing. His story's always like psychic kid. It's always psychic kids in every book. Yep. Carrie, The Dark Tower with the little boy Jake and all. Everything's all psychic based kids. Firestarter, where the girl was a pyrokinetic. Drew Barrymore, that young Drew Barrymore. Okay, she set shit on fire with a mind. That was a Stephen King shit.
Or Doctor Sleep, which was the sequel to The Shining.
Yes, a great movie, man.
I think that has a lot to do with Hollywood and how they were scaring kids to get them to release that energy, that adrenochrome.
Man,
it's all connected, all of it.
Out of all the deaths I've seen in horror movies, that's like for me when she killed that boy in that movie in Doctor Sleep was horrifying, bro. It was something about it. It wasn't gory or anything. It's just damn. I feel what this kid is feeling because this is scary as shit. Surrounded by all these
dark,
soul-eating vampires and whatever the hell they were.
That
great movie.
The whole movie was fucking weird as shit, dude.
All psychic kids, man. Stephen King kind of like he knows what's up, man.
Like, is this like a normal movie, or it's just them just telling us everything that's happening, right? Then you're like, all right, let's try to put it in a movie, but let's tell them everything that's going on, but write it in a movie.
All right, break it down in movie form. Because back during the day, there's books that Stephen King wrote. He doesn't even remember writing because he was so high for like cocaine or some shit. This dude at LSD, well, he used to be, man, everything. So he's like, I wrote some books I don't remember. There's a book series, The Dark Tower. I've read all 7 books, right? Great series, long as shit. But the Dark Tower series is a lot, man. And it gets to a point where the main character, Roland, winds up meeting Stephen King in the books.
Damn.
It blew my mind. I was like, what is it? Is Stephen King in this book? And yeah, he was, man. He was talking to
he wrote himself into his own books. And he's like, I don't remember stepping on his couch.
It's crazy, right? Yeah, I remember grinding my feet in his couch. Fuck your couch. But yeah, he been on this psychic shit for a long time. All this shit is like MK Ultra psychic kids. That's why like Stranger Things reminds me of Stephen King. It's like this is all psychic kid shit.
M. Night Shyamalan might be on the same page too because a lot of his movies is so weird, man. But then I was like,
did you see Trap?
Huh?
Did you watch the movie Trap?
No, I didn't. What is it about?
Bro, that got me his worst movie today, bro. Movie is.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. Like his movies, the trailer looks so good, but then when you watch it, like, what the fuck is this?
And I keep watching his movies. I keep watching him. Yeah, I complain about him every time. Damn, but what if that's his style though? That might be his style.
We just watched a movie. I think his sister made. It's called The Presence, where the ghost is like first person view of the ghost, and the family moves in the house.
First of all, I didn't even know he had a sister. I know he had a daughter.
Yeah, I think either that or he made it. But the trailer looks like real good. But we went to go watch the movie. It wasn't the movie that we thought it was.
Let down, man. He back to his old ways again.
Yeah, it's an okay movie, but I don't recommend nobody watch it.
I thought he was getting the shit together when he did Split. I was like, okay, this is like old school M. Night, and then Glass was like, whatever. It's kind of like
Split should be put in like the library of like at a mental institute for study.
Study. That movie is crazy as shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, M. Night, the movie Trap is more of a. To me, it's I hate that movie because it felt
I remember
like
the trailer. It's like the dad in the concert, right?
Yes, his daughter is the artist in the movie, and they play her whole soundtrack. But it feels like a launch pad for his daughter. I was like, bro, it got so bad in the movie. I was like, why we keep hearing all our damn songs and almost in their entirety? I paused the movie and I was like, let me see. It's like, Trap. Okay,
tell me what happened. I don't care about spoilers. So what happened? So he killed everybody.
First of all, everyone in the movie is dumb. So Josh Hartnett, he plays like a serial killer. He goes to this concert with his daughter, but then the police know that he's at the concert. They're like, yo, he's there. We're going to set a trap for him. To me, I was like, why don't y'all go to his fucking house? But all right. He's like, we're going to set a trap. I know who he is, go to the house. But we're going to set a trap for him. And when he's on his way out, exiting from the concert, we're going to snatch him up. And so, and also he had like a hostage somewhere locked up too. But in some other ways, the cops wound up like trying to catch him. And then the way they wrote this character in the movie, he was able to get away with shit that in real life you would never get away with. Like he walked around and he saw like some guy at a concession stand talking. And he's like, hey man, what's going on? This is the serial killer. He's like, hey man, what's going on, man? Like I heard they're locking down doors. Oh yeah, they're locking down everything. Hey, come on. Let me tell you what's going on. And this man explains everything to him. About everything, like, and they're at these exits, and I got a call sign right now, like on this radio right here in my hand. And I gotta hold on to this radio. I can't lose it because if I lose it, somebody takes it. They're gonna use my call sign, and they're not gonna know it's me. And well, he eventually takes the fucking radio. Like, they set this all up. It's like my God. How I'm telling you is how it happens in the movie and how he gets away with everything. And I'm like, this movie is. Maybe this is the charm of M. Night Shyamalan. I think this is what he does. He's doing this on purpose. He has to. I refuse this man is this.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I refuse to think that he's this far out there. He made Unbreakable. That's one of my favorite movies of all times. I refuse to think he's this dumb. I think he's stolen at this point.
He definitely got some bangers, man. Sixth Sense was probably one of my favorites.
Saw it in theaters, bro. Everybody was shocked at the end in theaters. Dude, my mom was like, I knew the whole time.
Shocked, cold, shivering. I was scared. Like, I was scared that night. Because I've never seen anything like that at that time when that movie came out. Yeah, I was like, I've never seen a ghost walk in a movie in my life.
I remember when I was a kid, like we saw the AMC 24. Me, my parents, and my sisters. We went and saw it, right? Mm-hmm. We was in the theater, and my mom was like, that was at some point in the movie. I think when he went to the restaurant to talk to his wife, and she wore like a red dress. My mom was like, "Oh my God, I figured it out, guys." We're like, "Hey, stop!" My mom I was like, hey, because my mom watches a movie to figure out what's going on. Mm-hmm. I just sit by like autopilot, just tell me, and I will follow, keep up with it. But my mom like figured it out before like even got to the halfway point, and she realized like, hey, in the restaurant, she never says anything to him, and she doesn't look around. She look everywhere but him, like he's not there. She's like, he's dead. so at the end of the movie, we was all shocked. My mom was like, I want to tell y'all so bad, but I picked up on something like. Oh, he got killed in the beginning of the movie when the dude broke in.
He was dead from the beginning. Damn. Those out here just walking around, not even knowing they're dead. They're still doing their normal life.
I'm so glad she didn't spoil it for us. That was one of the biggest spoilers in my childhood.
Yeah, that would be the ultimate spoiler. That's why I was like, if you've never seen it, just watch it. Don't look up nothing.
Hell yeah. But then all the like I see dead people jokes are going around and all this other stuff, and it's like, okay, man, that's a movie you had to catch quick before that joke got and ran into the ground.
I gotta take a leak real quick. We come back. We start next story.
Yes, let's do it.
All right, we're back. All right, 5-4, and we are back. Check. They said my audio is coming in low.
What?
I turned it up a little because it sounds loud in my ear, so I don't know how loud I'm talking really.
Right. Well, you sound loud and clear to me. Good.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe on the stream it's coming off lower than your audio, but I'm not sure. I guess in the post I'll see. On the stream it's coming off lower than your audio. I can hear myself. I guess in the post I'll see.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, it's cool. Yeah, we can fix it in the post.
Yeah.
All right. So next topic for the night. So have you ever heard of DeepSeek?
Man, I just heard about it for the first time, and I'm getting ready to download it. I heard this shit.
Don't download it yet. Hold tight. Don't download it yet. Because every time I see like an app, right, it has all the Chinese characters on it, I am always scared to click on it.
Me too. I've been like that since childhood.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm scared because I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if we're gonna be infiltrated even more. So for now, the reason why I say don't download it, it's because nobody know even who programmed this. It's still like a secret. There is a company behind it, but they don't know how it's done. They don't know how they develop like an AI that's more powerful than ChatGPT, more powerful than Google, more powerful than Meta, and it uses like less computing power, which is
this close. Almost downloaded. Almost this close. It's actually up my tab.
Yeah. I went to go check on it on the App Store. I was like, oh shit, it's there, but I didn't download it because I was scared.
I heard it's powerful, man. I heard like in the stocks, it hurt ChatGPT and Google and stuff, but like 1 trillion, something insane. It like
it was Nvidia. They lost like $500 billion like overnight.
Yes,
after DeepSeek was released.
Insane,
dude. The crazy thing about DeepSeek, right? It's like they're using less computing power, and the people Nvidia they block people in China to use like the high tech chips that they use to do this AI computing.
Yeah,
like they didn't even have access to these high end chips, you know, because they held on to it because they're like, okay, we're doing this, we're gonna keep control of this AI superpower, and you guys can't have this power. But then they were able to figure out how to do all this computing with all the tech that had available with only $6 million and 2 months. Whoever was their programmer, like they took the software to the depths where they were able to figure out how to do the same thing that ChatGPT is doing, way better, way cheaper, and for free. And then another thing, the software is open source, meaning that you can look at the code.
We was talking about this shit in class the other day. That's how big this shit was. It's like, I was like, yes, I've been hearing whispers about this, and it's supposed to be, but damn it, it's another. I mean, I ain't gonna say like I hate, like it's another Chinese product, and in the world that we're living in right now, it's kind of like, can we trust it or not? But then again, it's like, to me, it don't bother me because I feel like they already have enough of my information online anyways. Like, I'm pretty sure I've given my shit up a whole lot just being on social media and existing. So it's kind of like, what more? I have no blood left. What else can you take from me?
But imagine they're tapping into your soul.
The next
like, all right, we're gonna give you ass in your dream.
Yeah.
How about that? And that's just a little part of it, but basically,
you want to dream? You want to dream? You have to pay a fucking fee.
They're gonna own like your whole identity at the end of the day. But
man,
yeah,
that's why. What if you got to pay for dreams? That should be a show. Like, hey, you want to have a dream tonight? You want to dream? You want to be doing this and this and this? You got to pay it. It's a fee. Come on.
You want
help your mental health?
Yeah, you want that good dream? Get you really high in your dream, like a good high.
Yeah, so
like imagine getting that good high in a dream for like, let's say you have a dream that lasts for like a year in dream world.
Dream world.
And you forget about your whole life here, but in the dream world, in just 24 hours, you could live a whole year doing whatever you want.
And with whatever you want, you can be who you really want to be. You can be out there
a superstar for a whole year, whatever. You and
Kim Kardashian can be riding on top of a T-Rex with each other, chasing after Teletubbies. It's whatever you want.
Anything you can imagine, like boom, you just at your fingertips.
You get crazy.
I think people would definitely pay for that to escape.
Hell yeah, for $5.99 a month. That's what we're gonna start off as.
No,
low.
It might be a little steeper.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like, you know, to give like a dream that's...
Yeah, man. Especially for people that's probably like depressed. Oh, shit, man. This might be a new drug.
For it. Inception, like the Inception movie.
Yeah, there's money for it. You want to dream? You want to dream so bad that you can't tell the difference between if you're awake or not?
Right, that's like the real drug. Like manipulating your reality. Right. Making you believe that something's really real, but it's not physically real.
Man, have you ever had a dream that was so awesome and so great that you woke up, you were like, oh shit, get me back in there, and like it was just so cool or so great.
I had one dream that was like that, and I was like, and then I had to wake up to go pee. I was like, let me get back in this dream. I went to sleep, nothing.
No, I'm actually pretty good at picking up my dream again. I like this times I like get up, go pee, lay back in bed. I'm like, oh, Chris, all right, where were you last at? I'm like. Start running through the motions, and I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm plugged in.
Yeah,
what's the plot? What's the plot? Oh shit.
But yeah, like this whole thing, like with DeepSeek, how they don't really know like who the hell developed it, like who programmed it. But you know, like they show that one meme where. You remember the first Iron Man where they show where the dude talks about Tony Stark? Like, Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with nothing but scraps.
Yes!
Yeah. And then you're in an advanced lab with all the technology at your hands, but you're not able to do what Tony Stark did in a cave.
And he built a suit in a cave!
Yeah. So this is like basically the same thing that's happening.
Oh, it was a spit in the face, man. It was a spit in the face. Like, hey, we did everything you could do and better, and it's free to everyone. No
Yeah, it's
fees.
free. It's freaking way cheaper.
It upends the whole monopoly of, hey, AI chat. It completely upends it because it's like, hey, but it's free and better. Why do I have to pay for this shit? If this is what y'all offering.
Yeah, the whole shit with OpenAI, they're charging people like to use like the premium stuff that you can use. It was never supposed to be like that. It's called OpenAI for a reason. It's supposed to be free to the public.
Because America's greedy and monopolized it straight up. They was like, hey, pay to play.
Right, and that's what Elon was talking about. He was saying like Sam Altman, like he don't trust that dude. He's saying like, okay, this like he's like I think he's like an angel investor. He was the one of the investors like from the beginning that paid to have OpenAI to like take the business up, and then they blew up and everything. Elon didn't take no money from it. But he was saying like the CEO Sam Altman, he ended up taking the company and then end up charging people like to use like premium models of OpenAI, and it's like you're not supposed to charge these people. Like the whole shit from the beginning is supposed to be free for everybody.
Yeah,
free information, free. Everybody can get access to this information. I mean, which they can now, but he made it into like a charging based model, trying to make money because the company wasn't supposed to make money off of this. That was like the whole main idea of the whole thing.
That's when I finally started using ChatGPT. I'm like, wait, what? I can pay for more? Why? I thought this was open. Open? What do you mean? I gotta pay for this.
Yeah, you gotta pay for the premium stuff. Like if you wanted to like build like computer models or whatever it is, you gotta pay for that shit.
I don't know. Once he was up with this DeepSeek.
DeepSeek is on a whole nother level. They're doing everything faster, better, and on top of that, you can literally program it to build games for you just from whatever you type, and it will learn any language model to code like a computer game for you. Like you can literally just copy paste the code from the game that you made up in your head, and then paste it into whatever platform. And
this goes beyond making like art. Oh hell no!
Yeah, it cuts a lot of corners. Like there's a lot of people you don't have to hire no more to build certain assets in the video game.
Right. Damn, don't put somebody to work.
Put a lot of people out of work, dude. Like one person can create a whole game.
America about to enter a weird era anyway, so we about to hit a fucking wall. I was watching something earlier today saying that or not watching, but I was reading something earlier about how with the existence of with DeepSeek, with its existence, it kind of puts everything on notice now of like, hey, this is going to be like the AI world we are now about to exist in is starting to change forever. And it's now going to become a war between like, hey, which AI can we push on people the fastest and the most? And basically it takes like, because America for like the longest has not been suffering from a laziness problem. That's one thing they always try to like slap on millennials. Like, hey, millennials are nothing but lazy fucking assholes and they're entitled and they think everything should be handed to them. A lot of millennials are going through an era, especially millennials with brilliant minds who can think of things, can do things. A lot of people at the top pull up the ladder behind them and they're either stealing their ideas or not even letting their ideas even exist in the first place. Because putting an idea out there, especially in the tech world, is a monopoly at this point. And so any new ideas that you have, it may not see the day of light, or they might even take it from you. But with something like with DeepSeek coming out, it kind of seems like, hey, like, look, anybody can do this shit, and we don't know what's going on, and if somebody can build this shit on their own, an AI or whatever, then there's still room for competition, regardless how many ladders you want to pull up. Because it seems like America has issue not so much with it seems like America, when it comes to ingenuity, is hitting a wall. America doesn't make shit no more. Everything else is just like, hey, labor, and this, that, and the third. But it's not the forefront of pushing the future forward in anything. And hell, even China's got like areas where it's like, hey, we got this whole area of China. Solar radiation. They're striving for like to gain the monopoly on building a better future, where America's kind of like, hey, we rather just not do that And so I don't. This was something I was watching the other day that was explaining the whole DeepSeek thing, and it's kind of it seems like it's a threat to America in a way. It's like, hey, America needs to start going back to ingenuity days and having people get their ideas out there instead of pulling up the ladder, being greedy. And because at the end of the day, you monopolize it is not going to be the future of this country. You still need ideas to come in, people with different outlooks, ideas, and everything. And because if you don't, you won't get DeepSeeks coming out and other shit. So it's
Right. You're gonna
America smashed through a fucking wall right now.
Yeah, you're gonna have other countries that's gonna go far ahead, more advanced than America.
Yes.
Because it almost seems like out here, it's almost like they put a restraint on how far you can get.
But it's a cap.
Yeah, they put a cap on people, and dude, that's weird. It's like, all right, smart guy, we're gonna put a cap on you because we don't want you to get too far. Because there's this thing, like with patents, where there's a lot of people who created like a whole bunch of new technology, but the patent has been it's been pulled back. I forgot what it's called, like some secret patent, something to where they didn't allow a patent to be published because they got overtaken by like another entity. Where, let's say, for example, you built something and it's so incredible, or whatever, right? Somebody comes in and like, all right, we're gonna buy this patent out, and you cannot release this patent. Like now, by the law, if you do it,
own the rights.
Yeah, if you try to release it, you're gonna end up doing jail time.
Oh yeah.
And then there's a lot of people that invented a lot of stuff, like here in America, where the patent was held back because a third party came in, hijacked that patent, and be like, and then put a law on it to where, all right, you cannot release this no more because now we have control over your thoughts, basically.
Bro, this happened a lot during early America. This happened a lot to black folks. I just found out not too long ago that, the Wright brothers from North Carolina, I think they're from North Carolina, but they invented the plane, right? That's what we all taught in school, right? They just can't. I just found out actually 2 years ago now. I just found out that a black man invented the plane, and it makes sense because when you out there as a slave, he was a former slave too, that invented the patent for the plane, and he had built the model and everything, and it got destroyed in a train accident or some shit like that. But the patent that he was trying to ship to New Orleans to show off the World's Fair, I think, show, because the World's Fair was kind of like, hey, like if you're an inventor, get your shit out there, show it off. Boom! I built this fan. A fan goes like this.
Right.
This is the new way, folks. I built the ceiling fan. Like this is like that was a spot where you want to get your shit out there. And from my understanding, his patent was destroyed and transport to it. But he was a black. If you think about how, being a slave in America, when you out there working nonstop for free and getting fucking destroyed by the country, when you're out there, man, you have to realize that a lot of these people were dreamers and sitting out there in the field looking up and seeing birds fly and be like, you know what? I wish I could build some shit and get the hell up out of here. It makes sense why this man, Charles something, I forget his damn name, his last name. His name is Charles something. But brother who built the damn plane, he was a former slave, and he was like, I thought about this at this time. And it was probably because he was doing slavery. He was like, man, I wish I could just fly out of here. I wish I could build my way out of here. I do it. I'm good with my hands. I wish I could build a plane and fly out of here. So he created a patent, and that shit got completely destroyed, and next one, the Wright brothers get the credit. But this country's always been monopoly anyway, so that's just how it is. It's all about who's going to race to the top first. And if they got to steal people's ideas and ingenuities, and if they got to pull up the ladder, which I feel like that's what they doing on every level, man. On a lot of levels. I know a lot of brilliant people with computers, like yourself, Billy Waters. You are great with computers. You're like the closest thing to Tony Stark to me in my world. I don't know anybody else good with computers like you.
I don't know, man.
But I feel like, I feel like the world should give people as brilliant as you as a chance with computers and stuff and technology. That's just me. That's how I see you in my eyes. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But that's how I see you, bro.
I don't feel that way, but I appreciate that.
But for real, man, you inspire me to want learn more about computers, man. So.
Yeah, because it's definitely the future, dude. And even now, the whole thing that's blowing my mind right now is the whole situation with the AI. It's it's literally an AI race within the countries because I believe now, whoever controls the AI now on the mass scale controls the whole world. It doesn't matter what country it is.
You have every information on your fingertips. Everything. And you can go forward with all the information. Like, hey, let's start building automatrons. Let's start building robots. Let's get this shit going, man.
You can control everything, dude. If you control the whole AI, how everything operates, you got everything. And then on top of that, you got the data of every human being, right? how they're thinking, how everything. Like, dude, you can predict everything that's gonna happen in the whole civilization.
Everything.
They can predict like 100 years from now what's gonna happen.
We were talking about in class the other day about how a couple years ago I started realizing this still living in Georgia and everything, right? I got up one morning, got on Waze, and I was about to put my address in, and it was like, "Hey, are you heading to work? Is this your route?" And I was like, "Okay," hit okay. Boom, 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 set my route up. So it's like, oh shit. So we just talked about in class the other day about GPSs and how certain things are like they're starting to predict your routines.
Exactly.
So like, what time are you going to work? Here's your GPS. Because what time is it? 6 o'clock. You always leave at 6 o'clock. Boom, let's go. And they fire it up, and you ain't got to type in no address no more. It is crazy.
Let me tell you a story. And I probably mentioned this a long time ago, but it's a story that it caught me so off guard. I couldn't understand it. You know the store Home Depot, right?
Yes.
I don't go to Home Depot all the time. Like, I go there like once in a while to get stuff for the house and stuff, right?
Right.
But this one particular day, I already planned in my head, I'm going to go Home Depot on Wednesday. I went into the car, right? My iPhone set GPS to say, hey, it says like, are you set to go to Home Depot? I was like, how do you know I'm going to Home Depot on this day, dude?
Oh my God.
You know?
It's not even a routine. It's just.
I was like, what the hell? How did it know I was going to Home Depot?
It's like, well, Alexis
I
told
remember
us
I told you this story a long time ago. I don't know if you remember it, but
I don't think I do. No.
Yeah, that was so freaky, dude. Like my GPS was set to Home Depot because it thought I was going to Home Depot, but I was like, how?
It's like Alexa told us. She told us.
Like how did it know like something broke in the house at this time and I need to go on this day?
It's taking data, man. It's all it is. It's just. I feel like a lot of this shit, anyways, is more like recording human interactions and human. Like that's why even with like translators and like the little translation apps and all that stuff, everything's recorded off of like human interactions because eventually robots in some way, because humans, this is the sad end of humanity. I think humans are gonna eventually wipe each other out. Not like maybe like in a war or whatever, but the stresses we put on this planet and we put greed over a lot of things. And I think the only people that's gonna be able to tell our story when we're gone is gonna be AI, and they're gonna be the new replacements of humans. They're gonna have like a new society. This planet might be more habitable, and that's just my theory. I don't think I see how human is gonna go. AI is being prepped to, hey, you're going to be the next. If we're going to control humanity's destiny, humans can't live that long, but what can? AI. So guess what? We're going to start building the AI people eventually that can carry on our legacy to like a synthetic race of beings made machine on the inside and flesh on the outside, and we can all think logically of a one hive mind shit or whatever. I know it sounds horrifying, but I feel like that's
because with how like our society is heading, we need AI now. If you think about it, it controls everything now. As far as like the whole tech stuff, how everything is working now, like Amazon wouldn't even operate without AI. If you think about it, all the shit would be like blah, 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 blah. AI be like all miscommunicated.
Oh yeah, we have like a symbiotic relationship with technology now, man. That's why like I'm even at a point in my life, I was like, damn, what I would rather lose, my wallet or my cell phone? Before it used to be the cell phone, like man, I lose my cell phone. Now it's kind of like, damn, it's so much information on this, a lot of information on this. Oh my god, it's
right. You don't want to lose your cell phone. There's too much stuff there.
Too much shit, man. So our lives are tied to it, man, for better or for worse. I was the TV show Humans. There's a part where, like I said, like in this show, they have like these robots that look like human and everything, man. They pushed out there to the public, and like I said, like this one guy who like has one that's like his son, because he couldn't get over the loss of his son. He's got like, cause I guess you can basically form your own model. And they even talk about how even in this world, they say like, hey, like if you do this right now, it is a sale for these robots, and it will cut half off of your interest and all this other stuff. And there's people like family was making decisions like, well, we want to buy this robot because hey, we're working 2 jobs, the kids need somebody to watch them. We need a robot in the household, and it's only going to cost at this right time on Cyber Monday or whatever it's gonna cost half as much as a car. So it's like, oh, it shows like the real life aspect of how people need to invest in this. It's expensive, but it's kind of like, oh shit, I now have a companion. Like this one lady that the news interviewed in the show was like, hey, you have a companion. You have a robot companion. It's like, well, I'm like, people shouldn't get like look at me weird for being having this relationship with my robot, because at the end of the day, we are now in control of what we want in life. And people can call it weird all we want, but this is how our lives are. You can't take this robot from me, because we built a life with this. I'm building life with this now. I love it and everything. Like, so it becomes like, holy shit, when the emotion starts getting involved, and when they start building robots that look just like human, because it was making dudes who were lonely have women now. It's changing the whole landscape, changed everything. So
yeah, they're not lonely no more. Like mentally, they're okay now.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Hell yeah. Crazy
There
show.
it is, dude. DeepSeek, don't download it. Don't download it yet, dude. Like, I kind of want to download it too, but I'm like, oh, let's just wait. Let's just see how it plays out, because everything is still
almost
still up there, dude. Because like
almost.
Like Open AI, I think they came out saying like, oh yeah, they're just a copycat. They copied all their shit. I can see that too. They probably did copy all the shit that they've been working decades on, right? And then it takes like a company in China 2 months to make something similar, but then perform greater using less computing power and way less money. $6 million, dude. And you're competing against a company that's spent billions of dollars, decades of research. Yeah, billions of dollars in super high-tech computing chips that the public doesn't have no access to. And then somebody in China using like a NVIDIA GPU chips that's like way less comparable to what they're using.
It was a shot in the kneecaps to like the tech overlords of America. And it's kind of like, oh shit, we just got undermined by something that costs what, $6 million to make versus our billions we put into this and invested. Oh shit. It
makes you wonder if they're using like the right mental like using like the money wisely, as far as like what they're paying the people to do. Like, are they really using the money in the right places?
Yeah, is it mismanaged or something? Because you spent all this money to build this, only to get undermined by $6 million out of $1 billion.
Yeah, then it makes you wonder, like, hey, are you guys using the money? Are you putting in the right places? Because a company in China was able to do this at a fraction of the cost in 2 months.
And more shit.
And they're able to outperform your own OpenAI that you spent billions and then use decades of research. What's happening? Like, where's the funding actually going to? Like, if you think about it, like, you guys are using these high-tech computer GPUs and shit, and then...
Because according to y'all, it's always been this complicated thing, billions of dollars, this billion-dollar industry, and then $5 million come out of nowhere and does everything y'all can do and better. And now we're like, to me, I'm like, what are y'all doing then? What is y'all purpose here?
Yeah,
are y'all just being greedy? Like, what is the... Why?
Literally, they made this in a cave, basically. They built an AI model that's outperforming a billion dollar tech company, dude.
I'm glad you brought the story up, because I was gonna bring this story up too. This is actually one of my lists of like, oh, DeepSeek. This shit shocked me when I was like, what? First of all, what is a DeepSeek, and what, $6 million? I was like, oh my god,
that's a lot more to it. We just gotta let it play out a little more, because it's still like new stuff. That's
new. It's brand new.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Brand fucking new. So I'm trying to wait to see what...
Dude, 500 billion dropped in stocks for NVIDIA. That is...
Man.
Billion, not million.
With a B. If you turn the M this way...
Yeah, like... Not just NVIDIA. A whole bunch of other tech companies. Like, it's all bleeding red. The whole stock market for a tech company is bleeding red right now. Because they're like, oh, okay, company, like, it basically, like, it flipped the whole tech world upside down. Instantly, like, in just a few days.
Quick, man. 2025 gonna be quiet. 2025 gonna be wild. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be the year of AI. Like, the AI takeover. AI is gonna take over all this shit, dude. Yep. We're gonna have no say. They're gonna tell us when we do our podcast show.
All right, hey, this is your time. You have to be on this time. If you don't start this time, the computer will not start for you. Then your shit's gonna start. Man, this is it. We are living in the. To me, I feel like we've already been living in a dystopian future, but this is it, bro. This is like the beginning of what Cyberpunk 2077 looked like. This is like all this tech shit, man.
Dude, this might be it, dude. You're the snake.
Oh yeah,
You're the snake. Everything always collapsed, dude. There's gonna be a collapse of some big tech company, right? Who knows what it's gonna be? But it's gonna be a collapse of a big tech company where all the funding, all that money that went into that company, it's just a bunch of smoke and air. It's bullshit, dude. Because they're like, all right, our company spent a fraction, $6 million, can do the same thing you did, but you had billions of dollars funded to you, and another company did it with $6 million. How
can you answer that? You can't answer that.
Yeah, exactly. How do you answer that?
It'd be different if it was like, okay,
what are you doing? Are you lying to us? Like, what's happening?
You might be able to get away with you spent $1 billion, but come on, man. Like $6 million compared to all the billions y'all funnel into this. If y'all had just spent like maybe $100 million, no, not $100 million, but like $100 million, then y'all would be able to get away. Y'all probably be able to skirt away with this, but man, it's such a vast difference. It's so big, it's hard to ignore. Because if it was shorter in amounts between the two, I probably would have paid those story no mind. I would have kept it moving. All right, cool, couple hundred million, whatever. But billion?
That's a huge difference, dude. 6 million compared to billions, and then decades of research and development and all that shit.
For China just to fucking break dance on you?
Like, break down. Blip, 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 blip. Give me a Raspberry Pi, and I can make this whole shit happen. Basically.
I can do everything for free.
And open source. We're not hiding our code. You guys can look through the code as much as you want.
Transparency. I learned in the class the other day.
Transparency, dude.
I
think that's like one of the big things, like especially like within our government. When our government gets more transparent, that knows the health is coming back to normal. Like that's because if you're seeing the real shit, it's getting more healthier.
Yes, it got nothing to hide.
Yeah, because a government that you cannot see the other side, dude, they're fucking hiding so much shit.
Mm-hmm.
Too much for your benefit, of course.
Oh no, that's never for us. It will never be for us.
Yeah. That's a whip. But yeah, I think we're like way over time, and I gotta feed the dogs.
Hey, good episode, man. It was a good one.
Yeah, solid episode.
I like this one.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll catch you guys next week on Wednesday, right?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
All right, Wednesday is the new day.
Wednesday, yeah, this is the best day for me because Tuesdays be. Woo! Is it Wednesday's good for you? Or is Wednesday's good for you?
It's still good for me.
Okay, if not,
I'm still off, yeah.
I can do Tuesdays, but Tuesdays is just
Yeah, if Wednesday is more comfortable for you, we do Wednesday. We do Wednesday from now on, yeah.
Okay.
It's all good. All right. We catch you guys next week on Wednesday. Peace out.
Yes,
Adios.
See you guys.